Let's make your very favorite Ghanaian locals, Aprapransa, Epitse, Akyeke, using Fonio, gluten-free, good grown Fonio, organically grown Fonio, which is like super alternative for your regular corn, maize, rice, and all of them. So we're going to make our special Ghanaian locals, but we're going to use Fonio, DIM Fonio, very good quality Fonio recipe. You should be trying out in there. And so, welcome to today's video. Welcome to Cooking with Appa. And this is what we're going to be doing for today. So, we're going to begin off with my personal favorite. I love Apapransa. This is like my favorite meal any time of the day. And to make this, you only need some Banga soup or Plamnut soup. Yes. So, Plamnut soup is what you're going to use for the base of this. We're going to use a little bit of water because I love my Plamnut soup very thick. Yes. So I'm just going to use a little bit of water in to just loosen it up, and then I'm going to take out the proteins because I don't want it to be mixed up in the. I want to be able to pick my proteins as I'm eating out the Aprapransa as well. So once this goes in there, you want to warm the palm nut soup up, and then once it comes to a boil, we're going to then add in fonio. Yes, so this is a Fonio Tombrown, which is already taught already. If you want to know how to make your Fonio Tombrown, you have to check the Fonio breakfast recipes. That shows how to make your Fonio Tombrown, which is basically roasted fonio with other cereals as well. You can try to make it with just roasted fonio and then you blend it up as well. So I'm going to mix this up into my palm nut soup base. The palm nut soup always comes with salt, so you don't need to add so much salt. But if your palm nut soup has less salt, you can then add a little bit of salt. Be careful with your salt intake. Hypertension is on the rise now, so you want to be careful with it. And we're just going to mix it up. You can close it or cover it up for the steam to cook it up, but this doesn't take long to cook. Like within 5 minutes, the Aprapransa is all done. Yes, and if it's overly thick, you can add in a bit of water to just loosen it up in there. The quantities are in the description button. The quantities of how to make this is on the channel as well. So you can always fall back for the exact quantities you need to use. So at this point, Aprapransa, all we need to do is cover it up, let it steam up a little bit more, and then we are good to go. See the texture, see the color, see the appeal, even the fragrance. It's the same thing, but this is a healthier option. This is a better alternative. So for diabetics, for people who are breastfeeding, pregnant women, for children, when you start weaning your kids, when you start feeding them after 6 months, these are the healthier things you should be feeding them with. And look at this goodness. And you are so just our try dear. So yes, the texture comes out so good, and this is like my favorite because I love a peppersa, and this is my favorite fonio recipe to actually go with in there. And it's so easy to make. It's also like you can keep this in the refrigerator. You can have it at any point in time of the day for breakfast, for lunch, for supper. The texture is always good. Once it comes out from the fridge, you can just microwave it. Now let's go to my next favorite. One of my very favorite local recipes is also Epitse or Ofam. Yes. So Epitse is usually made from plantain and we bake it as well. And I love this because of the memories. And this always brings me to my grandma, and I love Epitse because I love plantains very much. So for this, you usually serve this with some roasted granules, and I'm going to show you how to make this not with flour but with fonio. Yes. So you have your overly ripe plantain. Yes, your plantain has to be overly ripe and very soft because we need that softness. We need that sugar in there. When plantains get overly ripe, they have more um plant-based sugars, or they become more sweeter, and that is the goodness we really need in there. So once this is mashed up, we're going to go in to blend some pepper, onion. Of course, if you have some paprika, it's going to improve on the color of it. Paprika is not hot, it's not spicy, it just gives you that good color in there. We're going to add in salt, and we're going to blend this all up in there. Traditionally, you may have done it with palm oil. Yes, but palm oil, sometimes some of the palm oil don't taste too great and they become a bit funny. So the good alternative is then to use the paprika. Then I'm going to use my Fonio Tombrown or my Fonio mixed cereal blend. Yes, and like I said, if you don't want to use a Tombrown, you can use a roasted Fonio, which you can blend to form your flour. And if you want to see how to make this, you have to check how to make it. You have to just check on the Fonio breakfast recipes on the Cooking with Abba channel. That shows you how to make it. And this is a good mixture. All we need now is our leaves. So I'm using banana leaves, plantain leaves, or you can use wache leaves, any leaves. Yes, then you put it in and then you're going to close it up. Yes, so you want to form it like this. It makes it easy for it to cook. If you have dried leaves, hooray. I didn't have dried leaves where I was, so I just use my fresh leaves. And it's also going to help you because the fresh leaves, once the leaves are able to dry up properly, then you know that the thing Akyeke, it is all done. If your leaves is all in pieces, you're going to struggle because it's going to break out. And if it breaks out, let me show you another way to go about it. You can just use your ramekins instead to make it. Yes, so this I just poured one into it directly for you to see what is going to happen. If you do it without lining it up, it's going to stick into it. It's going to be hard for you to pick it out. So you can use the leaf in and then you can also cover it up. If you cover it up with a leaf, it's going to cook well. The top is not going to get browned or burnt out. If you leave it without the leaf, it's going to then do like that. So I'm going to preheat it 200 degrees for 10 minutes. And once my air fryer oven is ready, I'm just going to put in my Epitse into it. Yes, you can use your oven, you can use the air fryer oven, you can use your air fryer, you can use your phone or any means you can bake it. That is all that matters. And I'm going to bake this at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Yes, this is the goodness of your Epitse. Very simple, very easy to do. So as this is cooking, in between, halfway in between, I like to just check on it, and I like to also sometimes flip it so that both parts can like cook and dry up better. So at this point, I realized that no, I still needed some time. So I doubled up the time. And like I said, the first 20 minutes after it was done, I just flipped it up and then I allowed the other part to also like cook up. By that point, the smaller ones were virtually almost done, but the bigger ones, because the portions are big and because my leaves are also fresh, it's taking time for the leaves to dry out before the pita itself cooks up perfectly. So once this is done, with the 23 extra minutes I added, it was actually all done and great to go in. And you could, when you tap on it, you can feel that it's not mushy soft, it's firm, but it's still fluffy. Yes, because you don't want a fitty to be so hard like rock. That's something you want to definitely avoid. So once this is done, I just like to let it sit in and then let it just cool off by itself in the oven and see our epitse. You can see the plantain, like the plantain should be felt. The the fonio flour, the fonio Tombrown also gives it that richness in there. And I served it with some roasted granules. I love the crunchy edges. Yes, you can serve that with the crunchy edges as well. And you definitely would enjoy this. Now let's try this Fonio Akyek3 recipe. But this, we're not going to be steaming it. We're not going to stress ourselves. You know, Akyek can be very stressful to make, but I'm going to show you one easy way to make it. So we're going to start with our whole grain fonio. And like I said, if you're using fonio, it has to be good fonio. It has to be DIM fonio, grown organically with acres organic fertilizer. And then we're going to go in there with our salt, and we're going to add in 1 cup of water. So half cup fonio, half teaspoon salt, 1 cup water. That is all you need. Then we're going to cut some onions to improve on its aroma. You know, onions in anything gives you good aroma. Just a little bit of coconut oil. It's very much optional, but it was going to give you great result as well. So in your preheated oven, 200 degrees Celsius, you're now going to put this in, and then you're going to reduce this to 180 degrees once it goes in. And I made this with my dinner recipe, which was with my salmon and my vegetables. And of course, I ate it with some hot, spicy, fresh pepper as well. So within 10 minutes, this should be virtually done. But what I like to do is, after 10 minutes of the slow baking it, I like to check for it once it's done and I'm okay with it. That's all. But sometimes I like to also foil it up so that it can finish cooking with the other vegetables because I won't want it to sit and wait for them. So this is it. It comes out very like flaky, like you have your akyeke, and you can enjoy this with your fish because akyeke is always enjoyed with fish. And what better fish to pair this with but some good salmon and some good vegetables and some hot spicy pepper. Yes. So this is the 3 Ghanaian local recipes you should be trying with your fonio. If you did finish watching this video and you want to get very good quality fonio to buy, this is the one I would recommend. And you can reach out to Acres Food and you can have this delivered to you anywhere in Ghana. You just have to just call the sales team, or you can send a WhatsApp to the sales team as well. And you can actually reach out for wholesale and retail as well. And I hope you would get your sample to be able to use as well. I see you in that next food video. I'm going to be eating more for you. Lots of love for my team and I. Mwah.